All right, shalom, shalom. I want to begin this lesson giving all praises, all glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakodash. Also, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. And as always, peace, love, many blessings unto the elect. Okay, this is your brother Atazawam coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai with another quick lesson. Lord willing, I do hope and pray that it's edifying. Okay, I want to, land back off of the Elder Manatazakba video, which he did a response to this video here. In the beginning, this woman, this black woman, I guess she was highly offended by the IUIC and their approach. They pretty much bombarded a church property and they was going in on the people, berating some people and speaking against them, as they leaving or coming in church, which we already know, man, most of these Christians are pretty much finished. Okay. So, just that whole approach is unnecessary. And the Lord didn't command us to go to other people's properties and churches and berate them. Okay. We're supposed to go to the highways and byways, to the openings of the city, the chief place of concourse, and preach this word. Okay. And whosoever hears, whosoever doesn't. Okay. It's about preaching the gospel, preaching the ministry. Okay. And, of course, she was offended, like most women or people would be, because in all actuality, Jake don't like to be called out. Okay. Jake don't like to be, addressed and held accountable for the things that they do. But nonetheless, the approach that these men took from the IUIC was a very unsavory approach, in my opinion. Okay. It's already a whole bunch of men out there, and being aggressive towards, certain women and children and other men. So, I just wanted to land back off the Elder Manatazakba, and, and other brothers I'm pretty sure would agree that this is just not the right approach. And of course, IUIC always puts themselves in these positions, these controversial positions, whether it's marches, whether it's them getting hit up with that tear gas, just doing things that they just force. You can feel that they just forcing the spirit on people. Okay. So I just wanted to hit a couple of scriptures, and Lord willing, it'll just be a edifying lesson. Okay. So I'm going to play a little bit of the Elder Manatazakba's video and we'll land back off it.
They church, when they got out of church, let me see if I got it here. Yeah, you can see it here. IUIC was outside their church when they came out. And as the people were going by, you can see them messing with the people, heckling them. Now, to them, I'm sure they believe that this is innocent, but you can't do this, man. All right, you can't harass people. And even the Elder Apostle Hart was on the comment board, and he said that this is embarrassing. Okay? Because Bishop Nate, you acting real desperate and thirsty, man. We shouldn't do this stuff. Now, I spoke on it already in the video. If you want to see it, I go into it in this video over here. What the hell is that? Salakia. I don't know what.
Okay, so like the Elder Manatazakba Salakia was saying in the video, you shouldn't be doing this, man. You shouldn't be doing this. Okay, and I couldn't agree with him more. Because first and foremost, that's not your property. So you run the risk of those people calling the police, having your men get apprehended, records. All because of egos and clout chasing, man. This ministry is not about chasing clout. This ministry is about edifying the elect and prophesying against the nations, according to the Bible. Okay? It's not about going to, the hot parts of the city, whether it's protests, riots, conventions, whatever the case may be, following the crowd and harassing them, man. Okay? And then what you be preaching is not even all the way 100%. You're supposed to be warning the people. Okay? You don't warn the people. Y'all don't go out and warn them of the MOTB. I don't usually hear the IUIC going into Jacob's trouble and martial law. Okay? And different famines to come. Grave danger and evil approaching. Okay? They go out there and try to get you to, put fringes on. All right? So this is just simply not the approach, man. Now let me get this scripture real quick. All right, this is in the revised King James revised version. This is Sirach 7:7. Okay, it says, do not offend against the public and do not disgrace yourself among the people. So, meaning, don't go among the public people and offend them. Okay. Now, granted, if these people are offended, let it be because of the word. Remember, years ago, the elder Apostle Gabar told brothers, look, cut out the ad hominem attacks. You know, meaning attacking people on a personal level. Okay, and let the word do the cutting. Let the word do the the piercing. Okay, let the word bring the offense. Okay, and not our own personal judgment on their bodily appearance or whatever the case may be. Okay, you got certain people have underlying health conditions and certain people got shit going on, man. Okay, so you just want to let the word do the talking, man. Okay, and like one of the elders was saying, that's just the old way. That's the older version, the older style of teaching, man. That we've elevated in the spirit. We've enhanced our style of teaching. It should be about edification. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me get that scripture. Okay, because some of these guys, man, you could tell that they despise the edification, man. Okay, they like the controversial approaches to this thing, man. Okay. This is matter of fact, it's another one I'm looking for. Let all things be done. Edification, not effication. What is that scripture? Well, I'll just read this for the sake of it. But it's a scripture that says, "Let all things be done unto edification." But this is Second Corinthians 13:10. It says, "Therefore I write these things being absent, least being present, I should use sharpness, according to the power which the Lord hath given me to edification, and not to destruction." Okay, so the Lord has given us the power unto edification, man, to build up. Let's get the word edification real quick. All right, it's oikodome. All right, and it says the act of building up. Okay, the act of one who promotes another's growth in Christian wisdom, piety, happiness, and holiness. Okay, so you're supposed to be in the spirit of provoking people unto this love, provoking one another unto good works. Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna get that scripture too. Okay, the book of Hebrews chapter 10. And verse 24. I'm going to start at 23. "Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promise. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good work." So we're supposed to be provoking Jake, of course, in a righteous manner. Okay, provoke thought, provoke good works. Okay. And that's just simply not what a lot of these camps do. They go on the attack. They go on the personal attacks, and they pretty much look for a response, a negative response out of the people. And that does nothing to build up the elect. Most of these people going by are 2/3 anyway. So really, to be honest, you're really kind of wasting your time going in and trying to get them to understand anything. Okay. That's why the scriptures say that, man, offend not against the multitude of a city. So that approach in itself is just that's not the way that Yahweh Shai would do it. It's just not, man. Okay.
And if the people don't hear it, fuck them, man. Whether they hear it for a bear, you just go on with the ministry. But it pretty much they show you when they come out there in big numbers like that what they're about. If they really was just trying to preach the gospel, they would go out there 2 or 3 people and just preach the gospel, man. Let the people go on by as they want to, whatever. They ain't got to listen, right? They don't owe us nothing. We trying to help them out. But anyway, these different Jakes, you should be able to see.
Yeah, like the elder said, man. We don't look, man. Whether they hear or whether they forbear, man. Our mission is to preach the gospel, and hopefully that one of those are members of the elect and be sealed and come into the fullness of the knowledge through edification. Okay? That's how the gospel should be preached. Okay? The word gospel means good news. Okay? And Yahweh Shai has commissioned us to be responsible, okay, to be responsible ambassadors of this gospel and deliver it the proper way. Now, granted, yes, you do have to get on Jake sometimes. You do have to, rebuke with authority. You do have to do certain things when necessary, okay? Because you have people that come up and they like to try to provoke us. Okay. And yes, you do have to rebuke. You do have to correct. You do have to, instruct in certain occasions. But sometimes you need to do yourself a favor and not, be too bothered with Jake. Okay. Scripture speak about after 1 or 2 admonitions. Okay. Reject him. All right. You don't waste your time with these people, man. Shake the dust and keep it moving. But see, like I mentioned, these guys look for clout. Okay, they trying to be the king of the hill, man. Okay, and they can have that. They can have that, man, because this thing is about lowliness, man. This truth. It's about lowliness, man. It's about serving the Lord in truth and sincerity with all humility. Okay, and preaching His word so that others who desire to learn of Yahweh Shai can understand it and receive it. The rest of that stuff, man, that grandeur. That shit is all BS, man. It's all BS, man. Okay? Book of Revelations, man. Revelation 22:11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. Okay? So whatever. Look, man, nobody's trying to convert, Wiz Khalifa. Nobody trying to convert Diddy. You got certain of these Israelites, they was bragging Kodak Black, Kendrick Lamar, Waka Flocka, all these different celebrities that was coming out, proclaiming to be Israelites. And then you had these dudes from these other camps running towards them. And yeah, man, Kodak Black, Kendrick Lamar. Man, these niggas ain't gonna get it. Okay? And they go to show you guys be D-riding, man. D-riding these celebrities, man. And then next thing you know, these guys don't do or show no type of allegiance towards this truth, man. No type of sincerity, no type of faith, no type of charity towards the ministry, man. And you guys feel the obligation to run to these so-called celebrities. Because why? Because you look for clout and you look to be the top guys to glory and gloat and fame and recognition. That's why you do these things, to try to go viral, to try to get a reaction and a response out of people, to gain more viewers, to gain more traction and traffic. But the scripture say you're supposed to let the unjust be unjust and filthy still. So why go above your means and above your out your way to get these people to understand this truth, man? To hell with these folks, man. It's only about the elect, okay? The 144,000, the 1/3, the peaceable multitude is scattered throughout the 4 winds of the earth, okay? Those who have been, predestined from the beginning of the world to receive the salvation in the latter days. That's what it's about. Those are the only people that's going to get it. Everything else, if you're trying to force it on anybody else, it's a losing battle, because these people are not going to get it. Okay? See if I can find another scripture that relates to that. All right, this is Ezekiel 3:27. All right, dealing with the watchman, okay, and us giving heed, or us warning the people. It says, "But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house." Okay, so sometimes you got to let people forbear. Sometimes you got to let people disagree with what you're speaking. okay? And let them go on about their day, okay? That way you save your time and you save theirs, all right? Because they ain't trying to get it. So what's the point? What's the purpose? All right? Our purpose is not to get our point across. Our purpose is to get our point across to the elect, okay? Other than that, our point is invalid because nobody's going to get it. Nobody's going to understand it. So you have to be able to what they call it, agree to disagree, and move on about your life, man. Okay. But yeah, that's not the approach. That's not the way that you see these guys, setting as the standard in a church, okay, or their congregation, running down to people's churches and harassing them. Now that's grounds for them to call the police on people and get you arrested. That's an unlawful assembly, man, especially when you on somebody else's property, okay, setting up shop on somebody else's property, okay, and then blitzing and blasting they congregation. Look, man, they have the right to call the police on you. Then when you start getting locked up, you're going to equate that to being persecuted and X, Y, and Z, when in all actuality, it's just you making foolish mistakes, okay? That's what it is, unlearned and foolish. Okay? Matthew 15:4, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So you give them, you know, when you're out there teaching, you may have to, like I said, you may have to rebuke with authority. You may have to, say, Jake, X, Y, and Z. But then for the most part, man, most of these people are blind. Don't even waste your time. Especially with most of the women. Because what they going to do? Wake up? They supposed to learn from their husband. So you rather off just finding a topic about prophecy and teaching on that. And if it strikes somebody's interest, it strikes somebody's interest. And then if they have questions, they ask, and you can edify and build off of that. But other than that, man, this ain't no targeted approach. We're not out there to target people and go in on their egos and character and their physical appearance. Man, we out there to preach these prophecies to wake up the people, of the elect, to prophesy the downfall, destruction of America and the coming prophecies. So Lord willing, I just wanted to hit that home. The elder GMSAtlantaDevout-Servants, did a good video. I watched about the first 7-8 minutes of the video, and I felt compelled to respond. So Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to give all praises once again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, honors, many blessings to the elect. Shalom.